Sword in the stone. So, on our adventure, we went deep into the woods. We passed a cemetery right outside of the church. I deeply wanted to practice my necromancy skills, but alas, maybe later. We went deeper and deeper into the woods. The trees started to grow more thickly, and now they were so dark we could not see the sun anymore. You could take your sunglasses off, I told Van Helsing. No, I rather keep them on, thank you. The vampire hunter was dressed in all red with a white cross on his chest, a red top hat, long dark hair flowing on his back. He wore a face mask over his mouth, like he was trying to not spread a virus. Lancelot was drinking water from a bottle. He had removed his helmet, shaped like a lion, from his white armor. It got hot in there, so he had to drink a lot. Are we there yet? Lancelot asked, like some child in the back seat of a car. Elementary, my dear Sir Knight, Lancelot. I can see a sword lit by the sunlight in the woods, and I suspect it is the sword in question. After all, it seems unlikely that these woods should hold a second sword in a stone. I went over to the sword and tried to grab it, but I simply couldn't. Jens took the sword out with ease. He held it over his head. It glittered in the sunlight. It seemed to have some sort of magical power. He was surrounded by a hot twin angel on each side, one in a black bra and a G-string, and the other one wearing the same but in white. They were sexy as fuck. I presented Jens with the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead, but when he tried to grab it, it grew teeth and bit 2 of his fingers off. It started to bleed. Fuck! He was hurt. One of the angels healed his wounds. I think her name was Anna, and her sister, Sanna, or the other way around. Well, this was an unfortunate predicament. Sherlock stated the obvious, wearing his SWAT gear, completed with a bulletproof vest. There would be a dispute on the leadership of this group, but not now. My spider sense was tingling. We had company, and not the good kind. The Judas Order. We were surrounded. We are the Judas Order. Christ died on a cross, and so shall you. A nail gun shot spikes at Jens, hitting his arms and legs in the same spots Jesus was during his crucifixion. He started bleeding intensely. He swung the sword, and it shot out some kind of magic beam, cutting 3 members of the opposing cult in half. The green grass of the forest turned reddish from the blood. Sherlock was smoking a pipe in one hand and shooting a 9mm handgun with the other. He landed nothing but headshots until his clip was empty. That's when one of Judas's forces grabbed him by his gun arm and then chopped it off with a machete. Van Helsing had removed his mask and began to drink blood spilled from Jens from the ground. He was a vampire, I knew it, but whose side was he on? I kept my AR-15 busy emptying out my magazine into the enemy horde. The angels were both flying high, raining down some type of magical lightning from their hands. It hit the ground and exploded like grenades. Arms and legs were flying through the air from the dead foes. Sir Lancelot was rushing into the enemy troops with his signature lance in hand. He had put his helmet back on, ready for battle. His long lance penetrated many a foe, until he was halted. Tentacles spurred from the ground, grabbing his arms and legs, and making him unable to move. A man dressed in all black, with a black ski mask covering his face, began to laugh. He held a black pearl in his hand. It turned from sunlight into a full moon eclipse. Some of the enemy's hordes started turning into werewolves. We were in deep shit. The man in black. Van Helsing seemed to be powered up by the blood of Christ. He was killing werewolves left and right. He was wearing black gloves that let the vampire hands hold the silver weapons. They shot silver bullets, but 2 6-shooters can only hold so many bullets after killing 12 beasts. He was emptied out, and a particularly big and fierce werewolf attacked and bit off a part of his chest and began chewing on it. A demon horned with dark, bat-like wings flew up and attacked the twin angels. In one hand he held a shield, in his other a devil's fork, a trident-like weapon. The angels threw lightning at him, but he shielded himself. He stabbed Anna in the heart, and her sister Sana screamed, mourning the loss of her twin sister. The demon laughed. Sherlock, now one-handed after the enemy had cut off his right hand, smacked the enemy in the face with his pipe. He had been smoking, and holding his left hand, the vampire's face started to burn and melt, and it died screaming in pain. I was standing by Jen's side, protecting the tall blonde man who was related to Jesus Christ. I had begun to suspect I was in fact not. I emptied out a clip after clip, and magazine after magazine into the enemy hordes, but they kept coming. The clips seemed to make them never-ending. If only we could get rid of the Black Pearl. And who was the man dressed in black? Judas Iscariot himself? And I sensed that Merlin had sent one secret agent with us. I could only hope he was really on our side. Sir Lancelot was ripped apart limb after limb by the enemy's tentacles. The man in black grabbed Lancelot's head in his left hand, still clutching the Black Pearl in his right hand, and he closed his fist, turning Sir Lancelot's head into mush. The man in black unmasked. The Black Pearl, his head was shaped like a tentacle full of eyes, and it had a mouth with sharp, shark-like teeth in it. I know who this was. Nyarlathotep. I could not let this tentacled son of a bitch get his hands on the Necronomicon. I could sense the secret agent making a move. 30 silver coins is the price you sold out Jesus Christ in your soul for Iscariot. Van Helsing threw 30 silver coins at the werewolf munching on Van Helsing. It got penny-sized wounds burned all across its body. Van Helsing grabbed a silver dagger and the beast's head and began to decapitate it slowly. Sana, fuming with rage, threw one of her lightning grenades at the demon's face, hitting it, and it exploded, making the demon's brains rain down on the battlefield under it. She tried to heal her sister's wounds, but it was too late. She instead turned her attention to Jen's, the blood of Christ. Nyarlathotep sent one tentacled arm against me, reaching for the Necronomicon. I could not let it seize the Book of the Dead, seemingly out of nowhere. Nyarlathotep was decapitated, losing his left arm and the Black Pearl. This was our chance. Several things happened quickly at once. It struggled with the tentacle. Van Helsing rushed for the Black Pearl. Sherlock kept shooting pistol on hand. Jens was healed by Sana and grabbed the Excalibur. The Invisible Man was the secret agent Merlin had sent with us. He stabbed Nyarlathotep in its ugly tentacle face with his invisible dagger. Jens cut off the tentacle with Excalibur. Van Helsing stabbed the Black Pearl with his silver dagger, destroying it and ending the eclipse. Sunlight turned the werewolves into regular men and turned the vampire Van Helsing into dust. He gave up his life saving us. Jens sent a force blast from the Excalibur blade, cutting Nyarlathotep into two. Suzanne got dressed in Sir Lancelot's armor, and after that, buried her sister. There was nothing left of Van Helsing to bury, so he put his ashes in a glass bottle that Sherlock kept on him. The enemy horde scattered. The battle was won. In the distance, I could smell the church burning. Church in flames. Sherlock's arm wound was healed, but his arm could not grow back. Suzanne had Lancelot's armor. Jens had Excalibur. Anna was buried, and the ashes of Van Helsing was kept in a glass bottle. Sherlock kept it on a chain hanging around his neck. The Invisible Man had joined our team. He was sent in as a secret spy to spy on our team, but I decided to trust him for now. We had gotten the magic sword and kept the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead, secure, at least for the moment. We rushed as fast as we could to the church. I could smell it burning. So you might have figured it out. You are not, in fact, the blood of Christ, as we had been told. It leaves the question, though. Who are you really? And why can you only touch the necromonic? Well, elementary, my dear Sherlock. I had figured it out some time ago, and who I really am, I simply don't know. But I think my ancestors are less holy than Christ. Of that we can both agree, Sherlock smirked. Well, Invisible Man, do you know? And who are you anyway? Can you please show yourself? I don't trust a man I cannot see. Well, I hope you can trust a naked man, then. The Invisible Man revealed himself in double sense. Fuck, don't you have an invisible cloak to cover that up? I told the mysterious man with his wiener out. I don't mind, and it had to be a pretty big cloak anyway, Suzanne said, enjoying the sight. Ha ha, I think she wants to enjoy that baguette at our next church orgy, Jen said. What the fuck, you guys have orgies? Merlin never let us have any fun sex parties, and my name is Mr. Wells. Well, I don't think there are going to be any more church orgies. In fact, there will not be a church left standing when we return by the smell of it. And what's with all that weird sex stuff anyways? I asked Jens. Well, I am the blood of Christ, and I might as well enjoy it and have some fun, Jens told me. We got to the church. It was standing in flames, with smoke coming out of the burning church. Father Callahan stood with a group of Templars with swords raised at Jekyll, now completely transformed into Mr. Hyde, and Abby, the boy, was transformed into his demon form. Hey guys, thank you for listening to today's Creepypasta, and I hope you enjoyed. I do have a podcast called The Murder House Radio Show. Check it out. The link will be in the description below. It is a true crime podcast. But if you did like, comment, subscribe, and share for more. Hit the bell notification when you subscribe and select all to get all notifications whenever I upload. I upload 6 days a week, Monday to Saturday, at least one video a day. Now all the long episodes and full series of creepypastas are on all major podcasting platforms under the name Deadly_Zone_Narrations. There will also be a link for it in the description. Also, go follow all the social media accounts that are in the description below. I do have a subreddit called Deadly Narrations. The link will be in the description. Also in the description are the sources to the creepypasta and the music used, so go check those out. Let me know what creepypasta you would like to hear next, or if you have your own you would like me to narrate. Or if you have a creepypasta series you would like to hear. Send them to me on any of the social medias, in the DMs, or to my email address, which is also in the description, or leave them in the comments below. Also in the description below is the author's social medias, if they have any listed. But that's it for today's creepypasta. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time in the Deadly Zone, stay deadly and stay spooky.